Hey guys, I'm Alex Coombs. I am the Lip Genie's husband, Amanda Coombs, and I wanted to share with you tonight how a ping pong ball and a glass bottle changed my life. This is something that I've shared with hundreds of people in the past because it has had such amazing impact on my life. As silly as it sounds, I wanted to share it with you guys tonight. I thought you guys would enjoy it. So about 8 years ago, I was asked to do a presentation to about a few hundred salespeople, and just on success and what we can do to be more successful in life. And so I came up with this analogy to help illustrate some things that I learned that's really helped me. And so what I would do is I'd have 2 or 3 or 4 people come up, and I'd create a competition. Just make it interesting and make it fun. And I would tell the participants, all you gotta do is hit this ping pong ball off this glass bottle. Whoever hits the farthest wins the competition, right? And I didn't really care who won. They just wanted to, have them try to hit the ping pong ball. And so before they did it, I would always set the stage, right? Got to make it interesting. And so I'd set some ground rules. Rules in which if they didn't follow, they would get disqualified. And so the rules were they had to hit the ball while they were moving. So I'd line them up 15 feet out, and they'd have to kind of speed walk, keeping their arms straight and their palms down, and they'd have to flick the ball off. And if they were successful, they would win, right? And then I would say, also, make sure you don't hit the glass ball, because 1, it hurts, and 2, it's going to be on the edge of the table, so if you knock it over, you're going to break it, and then you're going to clean it up in front of everyone, right? So don't hit the glass bottle, or you're disqualified. And so, one after another, they would attempt to try to hit the ping pong ball off the glass bottle. Seems simple enough, right? Well, over the hundreds of people that I've had try this over the last 8 years, I have not had one person successfully hit the ping pong ball off on their first try. 50% of the time on their second try, third time usually someone gets it finally, but not ever on their very first try. Why is that? Well, it's pretty simple. It's human nature for us to achieve what we focus on. See, I made point when I set this up, when I set the stage, I made point of talking about all of the negative, right? All of the things that would get them disqualified, right? Instead of having them focus on what their goal was, which was to hit the ball, right? Which was what I defined as success. But because I set the stage and talked about, don't hit the glass ball, you can't slow down, gotta keep your arms straight, all these things that they had to be doing, what do you think they were focusing on? All the things that they needed not to do in order for them to get disqualified, right? They didn't focus on what the goal was, which was to hit the ping pong ball, right? And we do that in life, right? We a lot of times we make excuses of our failures even before we even tried to go achieve our goals, right? And we do that time and time again. And so I learned this lesson really at an early age. About 10 years ago when I had my first sales job, it was door to door. And for those of you that have done any kind of cold calling, door to door, it is so hard. And but those that are good at it can make some good money, right? And so that was my dream. I wanted to make some money and go back to school and focus on school. And I remember I was out there in Miami, super hot, sweating like crazy. And I remember my wife was back in Utah, and I was in Miami 30 days. And I called her, and I was done. I was so tired. Didn't make any sales for the first 3 weeks, and I'm just like, honey, I can't do this anymore. I gotta come home. No one's gonna buy this. And I just kind of, started sharing all the reasons why I wasn't being successful. And she turned to me. She talked to me on the phone. She's like, "Alex, is everyone experiencing this? Is everyone seeing the same results as you? Is no one selling?" And the answer was no. There were very successful reps out there selling every day, 2 or 3 deals. And I remember Amanda saying, "Well, if they can do it, you can, right? Go ask them. Go figure out what they're doing. Go follow them and learn from the best, right? And so that's what I did. I asked one of the top sales reps in the office, hey, what are you doing? I remember that he shared with me kind of his secret. It's always kind of stood with me my entire life. He's like, well, every time before I knock on a door, I just tell myself that I'm awesome and that people like me and that I'm a good salesman. And I feel like that's what's made me successful. And I kind of walked away. It's like, well, that's kind of goof. Okay, so positive self-talk. All right, I'll try that. And so I remember the first day trying that. I just, hey, I'm awesome. I'm good. And I didn't make any sales that day, right? But what changed was I had some good conversations. I actually enjoyed what I was doing, and actually people actually enjoyed talking to me, and I actually had some fun conversations. So I was like, oh, I'll try it again. And the next day I got a sell. And the next day I didn't get a sell, but I was a lot happier, and it's because I was being more positive with myself. And then the next day I got another sell. And then the next day I got another sell. And then all of a sudden I started building this momentum, and I got more positive. And what changed was not what I was selling. It wasn't the heat, because it was still hot. It was my attitude, right? I wasn't stopping myself from being successful. And that's what happens to us, guys. A lot of times we prevent ourselves from success. We prevent ourselves from achieving our goals. And we make up all kinds of excuses of why it didn't work out, right? And we let other people that also are afraid to try to do anything that you're trying to do, and we feed on their feedback, when in all reality, we should be going to the people who are successful in what we're trying to accomplish and have them as mentors, right? Have them help us and help ourselves by being positive with ourselves, and believing that we can achieve whatever we put our mind to it. I believe we can do that. One awesome story that I always love to share that really illustrates this point is the story of Roger Bannister, the first man who achieved ran the mile under 4 minutes. What's interesting about the story is not that he did it, even though scientists and all the experts said it was impossible. It wasn't human nature to run that fast. But what's really interesting about the story is what happened after he broke the record. See, it wasn't shortly after where someone else broke that record. And then shortly after that, someone else did. And shortly after that, someone else did, right? And now there's been thousands of people who have done it, right? But they've done it because now it's not impossible, right? People believe they could do it. If Roger could do it, why couldn't I, right? In every business that you may start, there's always someone that's done it before, right? There's always someone that's been in your shoes, that have been successful. Well, if they've been successful, why can't you? Why can't I? We just have to believe. And a lot of times we need to stop ourselves, not allow us to stop ourselves, but to push through, even when it's hard. I remember Amanda, she's been doing this lip sense business for 6 months, and she's doing awesome. And I remember there's 3 or 4 times where she came to me, she's like, I think I want to stop. I think I'm done. I don't know if I can do this. It's so hard. But now she's looking back because she did push through, and she didn't listen to people that were being negative about it, and she pushed through. She's finding great success, and she's having fun, and she's helping other women do the same thing. I'm so proud of her. And it's all about because she didn't focus on her failures, right? She didn't focus on anyone else but herself, and she overcame her own internal doubts. And if you can learn to overcome your own internal doubts, you can do anything. And the sky's the limit, right? And so just want to share that with you guys tonight. Hopefully it helps. If it did, share this video with your friends. But guys, go out and win, focus on the ball and win. And if you do, great things are in store. So thanks, guys.